Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, we're heading back towards Paphos. We're actually in the housing development and golf course known as Venus Rock, or Secret Valley, if you're very, very familiar with Paphos. And it's going to take us about 10 minutes to get back to Paphos, or thereabouts. And we're going to go on the old airport road. So we're going to go Secret Valley, Venus Rock. We're going to go through Mandrea, through Timmy, and slowly but surely we're going to come to the Yetaskipu part of Paphos, which means we will have arrived in downtown Paphos. So sit back and relax. Click off the... I'm losing my English, by the way. Click off the flip-flops and sit back and enjoy the drive. It's a spectacular day, that's for sure. The sky, well, I'm pretty sure you can see it's pretty blue. The sea, well, that looks absolutely spectacular. It looks as though we've returned to business as usual. It's takes your breath away. It's blue. Mr. Paul, well, he's dressed head to toe in blue. All that's actually missing is you. So get yourself on that big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy. Just look at it. It takes your breath away, that's for sure. Now, we're on the, 1970s radio show, according to the lady known as Oh So Sweet Caroline. And of course, in November, we're going to have a very good rant because the boys known as Double Trouble, well, they're going to come and be partners in crime as we mosey on down in and around Paphos. And, well, you never know what's going to happen with those two. We'll all be in straight jackets, probably get locked up, but luckily for us, we've got some important people in our pocket. The girl in charge of most things on the little channel known as Marika and me. That's the lady known as Dayman. Well, she can pull a few strings also. And sitting right next to her, well, there's a superstar. She's definitely a star, that's for sure. Miss Anna Starr, the greatest lawyer and the girl in charge of all of the legalities on the little channel known as Marika and me. And then we've got a partner in crime sitting on the left-hand side. His name is Viking Ronnie. He's an important man. Originally he's from Israel. Now he hangs out in downtown Denmark. But I'm pretty sure he knows some people and he could pull a string or two if we get ourselves into trouble. On the other side is the guy in charge of all of the policing, so he knows a few people, and he's the Chief Constable Ronnie Miller. So big shout out to you guys, that's for sure. And there's a lot of other superstars, by the way. Got John Louis Barnhawk, they're coming to town very, very soon. They're bringing with them the baby Barnhawk, Miss Fern, and of course she's bringing with her Harry the Keeper. There we are. And one of these days he's going to put a ring on her finger. Otherwise, he's going to have a word with him, that's for sure. Now, there's a few other superstars, by the way. Just out of curiosity, why don't you send us some pictures of your cars? Go through to marikandme.com and you can upload photographs. Photographs of yourselves, your cat, your dog, where you've been on your holidays. It doesn't have to be Paphos. Introduce myself and the crew to who you are. And if you've got a nice car, why not pop a picture of that? Because at the moment I've got a new I'm falling in love with a new car that's come out. It's been out for about 2 years or so now, but I've suddenly started to think, that's quite nice. And there's 2 of our family members who got them, and there may be more, so that's what I'm saying. Send us some pictures if you've got one. I mean, if your name's Mr. Sean, who's Mr. Sean? Well, Mr. Sean is of the breakfast fame. So, you know, if you've got a wife called Miss Dawn and a husband called Mr. Sean, a cat called Miss Daisy and a dog called Bobo, yes, those people, yeah. It's around about 20 degrees in downtown Paphos. But anyway, that Mr. Sean, he got one of these Land Rover Defenders. And he says it's absolutely fantastic. And I've got a customer out in Paya who's got one. I've not driven it yet, but I know him quite well. And we fixed his previous car. And he's gone out and bought one of those. He's spent over 100,000 euros on it. And initially I thought he was nuts. But, well, I think what it was, it's too black. It's black on black on black. Everything's black. The wheels are black. The tyres are black. The car is black. All the plastic bits are black. Everything's black. The Land Rover badges, they're black. The inside is black. It's, well, it's gangster and it's then some gangster. But anyway, there's another superstar. A man who's in charge of a little thing called the Marika and Me website. You probably know now who I'm talking about. Anyway, His name is Lord Richard Davis, and he's gone and bought one. He's got a beautiful wife. Her name is Lady Judy Nash, and of course they've got a son, and he's my little mate, even though he's not that little, and he's a Viscount, so his name must be Viscount Leo. Anyway, he sent me a picture of his new toy, and what can I say? I fell in love. But I also fell in love with the fact that there was another man doing something to the bonnet, and he'd fallen in love with it as well. And his name is Sean as well, although he's not the Sean that's married to Miss Dawn. Well, he may be married to a Dawn, but not that Dawn. And he may have a cat, but probably not a cat called Daisy, and probably hasn't got a dog called Bo. Although he may have a cat and he may have a dog. But anyway, one thing's for sure, he was the best body shop man in the world and an expert mechanic, although now he's a bit of a drug pusher. He hangs out with Lord Richard, and they make concoctions and potions to go with the health and fitness industry. Talking about drug pushers, I wonder how Daniel Mahoney is. He's not a drug pusher. Well, he is actually, but he's a paramedic, yes. And he's passed all of his exams, by the way. So now he's not just a paramedic, but he's probably the greatest paramedic in the world. So, back to Lord Richard's Defender. Wow. It's in like, well, it's hard to explain. It's like a matte, so it's not shiny, but it's like matte, dark tungsten silver, and it's got black gangster wheels, and it's got black trim and black badges, and then it appears to have like a checker plate-ish, but with like a carbon fibre effect bonnet, and of course Mr. Sean was on that bonnet doing something. But anyway, he was in love with it, that's for sure. So I think he might be going to go and get one as well. He might go and put his boat on hold, because he's also looking for a big boat as well. So perhaps get a sensible sized boat and get yourself one of those Defenders, and guess what? You can pull your boat with your Defender, and you can do things to the bonnet of your own Defender. Anyway, Lord Richard did send me a picture of this potential purchase about a week ago, and I said to you, wow, it was nice. So actually I saw it before Sean saw it. So to be honest, I should be doing things to that bonnet. In fact, I might fly over to Wiltshire and dance on that bonnet. In fact, I won't. I'll get Otchin with CB out of the booth to do it. Anyway, big shout out to all the superstars, and we thank each and every one of you that likes to tune in and watch this idiot in a blue hat with a pair of sunglasses mosey on down on the island of love, which of course is Paphos. Slowly but surely we are heading back on the old airport road towards Paphos, and if you stick with us, well, here, if you lived in the Secret Valley area and your name was Mr. Ian, you've got a beautiful wife called Miss Beverly, that's probably the supermarket that you would go to. Don't ask me to try and pronounce it, because, well, I can't, but it's a big supermarket. It's on this road before you get to Paphos, so I'm sure you will notice it. We've also just passed the village of Mandrea, so if you're looking for a lunch or a dinner or a breakfast, there's quite a few restaurants in there that cater towards, should we say, our British palate, if you want English breakfast or that kind of thing. There's also fish and chips, by the way. As we keep going, you may notice now on the left hand side there's a big sign that says Paphos Airport. So just over yonder, if you take a left, guess what? You go to Paphos Airport. So another plus of living in the Secret Valley or Mandrea or Anarita area. 4 kilometres, so what's that? About 2.5 miles, and you'll be checking in and flying off back to Frodsham to fillet a steak or something like that. Plenty of hire car companies around here, and by the way, if you want to go to the Timmy Market, well, that is coming up just on the right. There you go. There's a taverna called Mimis, and all round the back of it is where the Timmy Market hangs out on a Sunday morning, and normally ends by about 2 o'clock. Most things end by about 2 o'clock in Paphos because, well, people have to go for lunch. There we go. Big speed bump coming up. So, that was a big one. There we go. Right. This is the final stretch, should we say. If we keep going straight now for about another, 6-7 miles, we will be in downtown Paphos. And it's a beautiful, beautiful day, that is for sure. Thanks for joining me. And hopefully you'll continue to come back more and more and more, because the channel's growing, and we do thank each and every one of you. We thank the people who joined us at the very, very beginning, and we thank the people that are coming on board as we speak. We're growing around about 5 to 6 a day. On average now, we add around 10 new family members every couple of days, and we're very, very humbled. And if there's something we can do for you, please drop it in the comments. If there's a special video you want, again, drop in those comments, and if it can be done, we will do it. Some of the hotel requests are, well, what can I say, they're becoming more and more difficult. Unfortunately, we've stormed these hotels once or twice, and unfortunately they're becoming wise to us, and they don't seem to think that we are promoting their business, and perhaps we're not, but we're trying to anyway. But some of them are with us, some of them are in bed with us, some of them are not. So sometimes when you ask for a hotel, sometimes we can do it and sometimes we cannot. But slowly, as we develop our relationship with the Mayor of Paphos, good on us, hopefully we can get him to phone ahead, shall we say, and twist a few arms. I think the windscreen wipers have sent something, so I think we'll put them off auto, shall we? Hold on a second. There we go. They must have had the odd spot of rain, because believe it or not, it was thunderstorming in the early hours of the morning. So maybe there's the odd drop to come. Hello? I don't think so. I think it looks rather nice. So we're in Alexia now, and then the final village will be Yeraskipu, which is technically Paphos town. So that's where the video is going to come to an end. So this is the old airport road. So if you're coming from Paphos to the airport, or from the airport to Paphos, this is more than likely the road you will take. And if you're on a bus or a taxi, again, more than likely this is the road you will take. Although sometimes they will take you on the highway. Depends how they feel. That's the Alexia Food and Drinks Taverna. Again, very, very popular. It's got a few expats around here. I've been there once or twice. I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly, by the way, but that doesn't really matter, does it? The fact is, the food's very, very good, and the service is a nice chap. So, again, if your name is Lady so sweet Caroline, she's thinking, I know these trees. She's getting excited now. She's saying, Nigel, shut up. He may take a right and go up to the workshop. Sorry to disappoint you, but no. We're going into Paphos, and I'm going home for lunch, because I've lived here for 15 years, and I do like to go for my lunch, just like all Cypriots, that's for sure. Damon Ritchie, big shout out to you. He was curious and pondering on if it's a European country. Most Europeans apparently don't go for lunch anymore. I don't think anyone's told the French that, but anyway, or the Belgians or the Luxembourgies. Perhaps in Slovakia they don't, and perhaps in Germany they don't, but in a lot of French-speaking countries they do. Not that we speak much French in downtown Cyprus, although bonsoir. But je ne sais quoi, there we go. I'm fluent in many, many languages. But I like to go for lunch, and most Cypriots like to go for lunch. And it gets to a bit of a crescendo at this time of day, because it's just before lunch. And everyone's taking it easy, and in about another 10 minutes, whoomph, off they go. Race into the bakeries to get the bread before they go home. Sit down, have a bit of a chopsy, stuff their bellies, as I'm going to do. And then probably go back to work afterwards. Hopefully not, but probably will have to. Someone will phone me, some damsel in distress, and I'll go and help her. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, and if you do like what you see, why not hit that like, click subscribe, and perhaps come back for that little bit more of my complete and utter insanity. We are just about to hit the municipality of Yeraskipu, which means that we are in Paphos. There's a big sign telling you Paphos is about 2 kilometres. If you were to follow that car there going left, you would go onto the purpose-built dual carriageway that takes you down towards Paradise and the Hotels Road. So if you're going to rent a car, hire a car or steal a car, that's probably the quickest way for you to get to your hotel, or down to the downtown Ked of Paphos promenade and harbour area. There we go. It's gone a bit dull, to be honest, but it's still a spectacular day on the island of love known as Cyprus. We're in Paphos, and it's a spectacular day indeed. I'm going to say thanks for joining me. Please don't forget to come back in a while, because we're on 3 times a day. Oh, and by the way, if you want to keep the channel going, why not go through to our web page, where you could consider to buy us a coffee or two. There's a little icon there called Buy Me a Coffee. Hit that once or twice or more if you wish, and we'll convert your cash into coffees to keep us awake. But more than often we will put it into the benzene tank, which is the petrol tank, and continue driving around making special videos for you. Thanks for watching. This is Yero Skipper. And the roads, well, they're getting worse, aren't they? Get your bottom on the cushion, Caroline. Knock it back, Nigel. Is Barney sitting there as well? See you in the next one.